Ahem. Hello, hello. Good morning, good day, good evening, good night, or whichever do does apply to you. Your host, Lord Valdrox here, back with another Azur Lane streaming session. So then, to get to the point, well, as the title states, all the new ships have been collected, so is there really any merit to continue the fuck? I mean, any merit to continue the event other than just what's the word? Points at least. Anyways, let's jump right into the live stream. First off, turning on the audio. Let's see. Audio should be stable. Jump into the live scene. Okay, yes, we're set. And adjusting volume for my headset. That's within acceptable terms, and we're all set to start. So then, what was I getting at? So, regarding the event, yeah, it's pretty much a done deal. There is no true incentive to continue the event other than just, well, I mean, there is and there isn't. If only for the points just so I can purchase the oil, which again to use later on. Because that's, I think, a total of 5k oil, which again really does come in handy. Or rather will come in handy with the farming of experience points for the cap. And there's also the undebated that I want to, well, I say it's not that I really want to, but again, I say this with just a light note, because again, there was almost an embarrassing debacle with the whole Opera Omnia, which I did delete the VOD, and well, I mean, change the password obviously, but mid while I was streaming, I carelessly disclosed the password, but again, because it required more personal information in order to access things properly, like birth date and all that stuff, and because that wasn't input on the screen because I wasn't asking for it at the time, I was able to mitigate the problem when I changed the password still. That doesn't change the fact that, again, it was exposed and it still changed it regardless. I mean, I really intend to stream to see it again. Try. I say try lightly. But, I mean, aside from that, there is also, what's the word? There's also, again, in regards to streaming the Cydia, and I almost forgot to play it today. Well, today being yesterday, and the login as well. And because everything was transferred to the desktop, in order to access on the phone, it has to re-download it onto the phone and go through all the complicated process of code verification and all that. It's not like Azur Lane where you can have your account on multiple devices and like share between them with no problems whatsoever. And I don't even know if Dragalia is going to be the same thing. If it is, like similar to Azur Lane, more power to me. If it isn't, it means that I'll have to choose between keeping it on the phone and playing it on the phone, or keeping it on the desktop and playing it on the desktop, which I feel like is more annoying because again, it cycles between a 12-hour cycle, and if I don't touch it within the 12-hour cycle, it's kind of like a moot point. Or we're going to be a jokester about it, a moot point. But I digress. I feel that, again, whichever I choose, ultimately, though, like, again, it's a game that if I don't choose to put on the PC, the game that I won't be streaming at least for a good long while until Dragalia lost becomes more less. Well, again, I'd have to look it over again if it's similar to Azur Lane, or if it's more similar to Opera Omnia and it's only a one-time deal of a transfer. And assuming it is a one-time deal, that means only if I want to stream on the PC does it have to become the one-time deal. Otherwise, it could remain on the phones, and I never ever stream the games again. Which is both a good and a bad thing, because I'd like to be able to showcase what's going on in regards to the events, and then especially when there's stuff like related to the events, like the music. Like again, I kind of feel like obviously without the vocals it's still fine, I want to say, but the music though, if one could were to give it a listening opportunity, it's like it's comparable music to that of comparable vision to that of music from Azur Lane as well, equal or if not just as more or less along those lines. Still though. And then what else? In addition to that, again, definitely this weekend, more likely not. Again, actually no. At the very least, it looks like for this entire month, well, I mean, it kind of sucks in more ways than one. I'll probably only have one day where I can only, like, I guess you could say have like a full day if I really wanted to do like long streaming hours. Because it looks like for this whole month, I have to work. My choice is either Saturday or Sunday. I mean, I could do both, but punishing myself, I'd say. I really want the money that badly, huh? I do and I don't. Doesn't need to be there. So we just temporarily move her. Let's send you. What? Like I said, it's more or less somewhat fine. Again, I'm not under no obligation, but it's still no. I mean, like it is an obligation that I still have to work. That is unless, of course, I find another occupation. But around this area again, it's kind of limited. Still though, let's see. Okay, there we go. And then what else? Yeah, I mean, personally, on my end, no, like again, I see it as a win-ish type of scenario, but I gained some more subscribers on YouTube since I began multi-streaming. I'm happy with that, because it means, well, I mean, it could also be bot accounts, I have no way of knowing, but also, it could not be bot accounts as well. Huh. Interesting. Because I did a change to the thing, so now I can't see it. Okay. There we go. Yes. I mean, it's both frustrating at the same time it isn't, having multiple passwords to multiple devices. In regards to little things here and there. can't really be seen, but in the background behind the scenes, currently right now, Dragalia Lost is doing an auto farm type of scenario because they released a new quest, and I don't have to do it solo, but I want to only because it's within my capacity. So why not? Let's see. Apologies. But oh, okay. Never mind. What else? Oh, looks like one other account just finished. I probably won't be streaming Azur Lane as long, if only just because. Just get the usual dailies out of the way, maybe a little bit of farming. That's about it. And I also want to do, like I said, the city, if only because, again, the city didn't really get to shine the line with the light type of scenario. And although it's, again, it's a fair gacha type of system, I still like it, only because of the characters, and it's Final Fantasy. And Final Fantasy is one of those series that kind of was like my childhood's-ish along the lines. That's why I like to at least devote some time to it. Not to say that Azur Lane hasn't become a huge portion of my life, because it has. And then what else? And I'm just looking and looking, and wow. Like, there's actually people that they probably, again, like, there's like views on the videos and the type of stuff, like views and views and views. And I will point out that yes, there hasn't been what you would call Duolingo streams. I still do Duolingo behind the scenes. It's just that at least between today and yesterday. Hello there, Mr. Digital. Welcome to the stream. But in regards to not doing the Duolingo stream, it's only because not enough time in regards to other stuff as well. Because I mean, I could also not do these streams and I'd have more time to sleep and then wake up earlier. And then waking up early, I can do the Duolingo stream, because again, Duolingo also takes a good chunk of time as well. Like the average that I've seen, depending on the lessons, but it ranges from what, if I'm lucky, an hour and a half to 2 hours and a half to almost 3 hours. So cut the middleman out and say it's in the middle of 2 hours. 2 hours, a lot can happen. And not into taking into account other stuff that I'd like to do, maybe like eating. Because we all gotta eat too. But again, like, it's my choice. Just slightly, like, I'm only taking backlight just a little bit. Seeing as both games load at the same time and play at the same speed. I guess I'm probably leaning towards rest when you can. Work is tiring. Yeah, work is tiring. Work is always going to be tiring. But I meant dedicating at least time a stream to Duolingo, just to show that I'm not just all talk and saying that I am doing this and that, because I really am putting time towards learning as well, and not just gaming. Not that I have a problem with the gaming or vice versa, but again, because I think to my viewers that did follow me, if only because of Duolingo and how they applauded me in my learning capacity and learning, I guess you could say, ambition. So there's that as well. I mean, I'm under no obligation whatsoever, but I feel like the obligation is there, if only just a little bit. So me not streaming Duolingo is kind of like saying, oh, thank you for the follow, but that's all I need for it. And that's not the case. At least I personally interpret it that way. So, what I guess what I could also do is just cut the lessons as well. But that would mean sacrificing either French or Japanese on one day or the other, just so that it's not 2 hours long. Well, I'm taking that average. I could choose to do between 1 day French and 1 day Japanese, but realistically speaking, if I were to ask myself one or the other, I guess primarily Japanese would be the focal point, if only because it's a place I'd like to visit sometime in the near future. once the pandemic is more under control. Because again, it's just one of those things I talked over with one of my best friend, saying that we should go visit there at least once. Or I mean, it's one thing. It's something that we talked about. It's like years and years, like on and off. I never really did it. But again, like I said, I don't want to be the guy that's just all talk and no action. Okay, I think, you know what, I'll do the pulse right now. Well, no, I can hold up on the pulse. There's no real reason to do the pulse just yet. I'll do the event runs. I'll do campaign. Alright, that's right, I had to put Gascon back on the team because Scam Cat is gonna die without the help. Akashi, why can't you be a little bit more tankier? Gascon, 聞いてください. Gascon, let go. Front and center. Get at the head of the helm. But still, in moderation, you can't do it. Yeah. That just means I'll have to... Oh, the skill books are done. I don't think I'll be up for the next 2 hours. So, well, no, I doubt I'll be out for the next 2 hours. So we'll just set it to 8 hours. See you guys in 8 hours for the skill book wise. Okay. Okay. Oh, running out of red books. Like, I really went through my red books like crazy. Okay. Oh. Let's see, what else is it calling? Small project? We'll do this small project. Only because it's 3. But still in moderation, you can do it. And then, I'm also trying not to forget to consume my protein shakes. It will only just be recovery again. It helps with the muscle recovery from work. And, well, I try not to use it as a substitute for food. Like, try to be very careful about that. The last thing I want to do is not eat properly as well. Malnourishment. What else? I think I'll look over the stats as well. Looking over the oil consumption as well, it looks like I'll bring it down to at least, I think, because I don't think I collected all the oil yet. It's only been today's the second day, I guess you could say, ish. But I probably collected all the oil, referring to the weekly missions. Okay. What? Enhanceable. Can you be enhanced Chitose? No, wait, what? How come you don't get any from Chitose? You what? Oh yeah, Takahashi only got that much? Preposterous. There we go. Dunkirk. I don't care, we're not a good ship, you're still getting raised. Okay, ooh! That is good artwork. No, I mean, I don't think I can install right now while this is going on, because technically it's using the BlueStacks thing. I wonder if it'll allow me. It probably won't, cause let's see. It'll probably interrupt the game. We'll see. We'll test out with the bottom one. Or the top one, only because it's ahead. Ah! Exit full screen. Wow. Okay, what to do? Yeah, I figured as such. Yeah. Okay, the game still runs in the background. I guess that's fine. So that means Dragalia lost. Huh? And oh no. Okay, we'll worry about that later. I guess it interrupted as well. Very low. We'll worry about that later. As obviously after the stream, not during the stream. Don't want to have another oops accident of passwords reveals and all that type of stuff again. I'm a patient individual. Provided that again and everything else doesn't try to screw me over with not properly loading it as well. Like with the city of Upper Aria. See as well. Did it show that as well? Oh no, it doesn't. That thing's hidden? Interesting. So anything on there is hidden. Aside from that. What else? Should we go back as far as the points are concerned? Referring to what points? Man, what points? Okay, there's those points. Ooh, nice. But still, these points. 2,000 or 3,400. We'll get there in time, I think. What I should do as well. I think I'm at the cusp, so I should be fine. Is what I want to say. No Sardigna. So all that's left here is pretty much Aquila to get to level 70, and Nicoloso just needs. Well, we might pull the next one, so we'll see. And okay, just to finish off, we enter hard mode. Hard to believe I haven't touched a single mode of SP. Taking the knowledge that has been bestowed upon me. Apparently, it's not that worth it. So, okay. Right, if I do this, it's because I'm farming points. Which again, I'd have to look over the shop, because like I said, the only thing that's on the shop right there is just the oil. It doesn't look like the lands will be joined. That is so. It appears that I'll be making the pull soon than I thought, which is fine too. Air supremacy. I just noticed the air supremacy on the top account is higher than the bottom account. What else? I think. Well, I mean, obviously I will buy Azur Crossway, but in addition to that as well, I'm thinking, if only things because things are stable now, ish, I'll probably also buy the that Neptunia game that has been set for pre-order. It looks like the stock's already at 40%, and well, been a while since I've bought any actual like console game. Could always wait for it to come out for Steam and of the like, but the gamer in me wants to acquire some additional one because I'm somewhat of a faithful fan to Neptunia series. If you call that, technically I missed out on the last game that came out, Virtual Stars, and then the one before that being a Super Dimension Neptunia, the one that's like a platformer Neptunia game. I mean to acquire both of them as well. Probably not the limited editions, because I doubt they're still in the store, but you never know, they might have it there. I'd have to check. But at the very least, I know it's within my capacity to be able to acquire the one that's out for pre-order right now. I have to go pay a visit to their website. I probably don't remember my password, so I had to go through that whole reset process of password again. Which again, it is, what would be the word? Frustrating, but I do want my copy. And slowly but surely. And there's also that game as well. Final Fantasy VII. But all good things in time. Also in addition to that, I have no qualms with buying Disgaea 4 for Steam, and then playing that as well. And then obviously of course Azur Lane Crosswave. It looks fun. Or rather it looks like one of those hack slash type of games, but obviously it's not hack slash. More like shoot, aim, shoot, fire ish. What would be another word for hack slash but for shoot 'em? No, so shoot, aim, shoot, boom, I guess. Not the most colorful choice, in my opinion. It's and boss time? No, not yet. Again, there's a lot of games that I want to play and I need to play, but I don't think like this is gonna be the month for me, unless of course I'm not even sure how much paid time off I've accrued so far ever since I started my new job. Probably not much, maybe enough for 2 days, if that. But realistically speaking, I'd like to know how much I can save, how much I can cap, because I'd like to take a vacation day for maybe, if not 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But I wonder if they had like a cap. Oh, you only wipe this, you haven't been here for this long, so you can't cap out that many hours. But stuff like that. What else? Thinking, I mean, that's stuff I got aside though. I know it's not, I mean, I'm just pointing it out just cause, but if you can hear like little, I guess you could say, game characters in the background, aside from the one that's currently on the PC right now with Azur Lane, that's Dragalia Lost in the background. I have the volume setting just a little bit high so I can hear when the battle ends, because currently at the moment I'm farming on those games, what do you say, farming materials so I can construct more Agito weapons, specifically those of the wind kind, created by Ciela. Or should we call her, or at least I like to call her, the big-breasted babe. Because she is. Despite being an enemy, I cast my fishing rod in that direction. Would I survive her encounter? Probably not. Just throwing that out. But at the very least, I'm glad that I can farm her Master Node. I feel like out of all the Master Nodes that are farmable, hers is the most accomplishable one. maybe the twins as well is also accomplishable. The one that I feel is the most difficult one is probably none other than Thanatos. But basically, the dark boss? No, the dark boss. Yes, it's the dark boss. Even though he drops some materials for light weapons. Doesn't make sense. But currently at the moment, we finished the battle. Nice, we're at 920 points. I don't think I collected my spoils as well, so we're in for lowest point as well. Let's see. Oh, I did collect one. Alright, I need to build the ships. Collect everything in one big hole. Confirm those three. Confirm those three. Finish. Hey, what? Again, so quickly. Well, this time it won't be a failure. Nice. Okay, so short spire on the top. Oh no, I think I'm mispronouncing that. It's short spire. Sea folk on the bottom. Oklahoma. Oh, double Oklahoma. And Livecho. Adorable. This is adorable. Important, of course. So, I have to retire the two ships there. The blue ones at the very least. Okay. Let's see. Southampton or handle the case Shropshire. Let's sit on this end. I'd have to look over if Livecho is maxed out. I want to say she is maxed out. But I have to just double check to be sure, because if she isn't, then that's free materials that I'm burning away. Suffolk. Nelson. Okay. Okay. What was I gonna take? Alright, Livecho. Let's see. Livecho is at max, so that little one has to go. I could keep her, but it does me no good to keep her because she's just taking up extra space. But you know what? We'll see until the end of the event. If I really need the room, I'll get rid of her. Yes, I know. Harsh words, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, Dora. Huh. That's where I visited Dora. Guess not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll leave it at that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then let's see. Checking things over. Drake still at 110, but work in progress. She only needs a little bit for her next level. The bottom account got stuck because I didn't have enough gold because I was doing pulls for Duca Degli. Well, there was no need to when I just ended up farming her. Paula level 55, that's good. Aquila as well, and Duca Degli. Okay, nice. We're on track. So she'll get to level 70, and then we'll get the last bits of materials there for enhancement. Cat. We'll do the cat for right now. Collect. That should be a huge chunk. I'll take those oil as well. And I want to check the weeklies. So, clean victory 30 times in exercise. That'll probably be done today. Okay, looks like every other... Oh, 30 commissions is still a work in progress. And then build 10 ships. Build 10 ships. We could probably finish that, but we'll wait for the whole for tomorrow. And then commissions will have to wait. It's a work in progress. And then this one's ahead by 2 the top one. It's fine though. Okay, And we'll gain some more from that too, so it's fine. We'll do one more battle, and then... look at that time, let's see. I didn't bother checking what was the percentage for the cat. Let's see. Laboratory. Nice, 34%. Again, if I'd be actively more playing Azur Lane, I feel like she'd be already at... I'd say... maybe 60%? That's pushing it, fine, I'll be honest. Maybe 50%, I'd be at 50% at the very least. Which is still good. Not gonna lie, it is a little warm. Oh, okay. Coming back to room. Yeah, there really isn't much to do in Azur Lane, given that, again, it's either the event or just regular. Hello there, Space Seeker. Welcome to the stream. As I was saying, there really isn't much to do right now in Azur Lane other than Operation Siren, the current event, or just outside farming, as in not related to the event, not using the event to farm, but like PR farming, specifically right now for the cat. Again, I am under no obligation to complete the PR shifts, but because it is within my capacity to do so, I feel only just a tad bit obligated to complete it. Probably consider doing one more battle, and then maybe after that I'll conclude the stream as far as Azur Lane is concerned. And then I might just play a little short stream of Dissidia. Although I know Dissidia can be demanded in its own way as well. Whew. Thinking what else? I mean, this is related to Duolingo. I know, talking about Duolingo when it's not Duolingo, but in Duolingo it appears that they now enable the feature where like you can complete the lessons, and then I guess supposedly like it's its hardest difficulty or said per lesson. If you can do stuff without any hints and that type of stuff, you can complete it to a point where it's no longer breaks, which is good. So that means you don't have to fix it every time it breaks. But that just means it's a lot of work, especially for all the ones that completed at gold tier. But I mean, at the very least, I feel like it's good. It's a good way to test one's one's knowledge. And you have like 2 minutes and 30 seconds to complete it, which I guess is, for the easier stuff, it should be doable, although there are times and instances where, like, again, I feel it's a little frustrating because you swear that you're writing the correct phrase and then it tells you it's not correct. So then you end up squandering your time even more. Today, like, and then jumping subjects again. I know I do that a lot, but today work didn't feel as strenuous, if only because I was, again, I do my part when I can, however I can, but there are times where like I feel like I do a little too much more, so I kind of try to take a step back and not try to be the focal point of attention where I'm usually the individual who's like doing all the hard tasks. And I guess I feel like today's one was one of those days, and I earned it, ish, but still a little tired, of course. Just a moment. I knocked over my what's it called, that the UV air purifier thing, but on accident. Currently, right now, I'm learning. I'm using Duolingo to learn both Japanese and French, and I'm using it also somewhat to revise how good my Spanish is as well. I guess you can say, not learning Spanish, but revising my Spanish. And then aside from that, I'm also using it to, again, it's not my primary focus, but depending on my little brother, how far his learning is going, I am willing to undertake learning German as well, if only for his sake. Just so that he's not by himself learning it and has no one to practice and speak with. He more like, I feel like he is learning it. At the very least, he's telling me what words are. Like he told me shush, I think. How's it spelled? T. Hold on, I'll try to spell it by memory. Oh, ow. If I recall correctly, I think he said. I think this is how you spell it, but it's probably wrong on the spelling. But somewhere along those lines, he told me that word means bye or goodbye. And then I reminded him, because I'm pretty sure he should have come across it. Again, it's the spelling that I'm letting me off with as far as German's concerned, because I haven't really practiced it a lot, even with the other languages that I've learned. Yes! Okay, so I did get it correct minus a little dot on the top. And I told them in addition to that, it is also, how do you say that, the other one? Auf Wiedersehen? I don't think that's how you pronounce it. Auf Wiedersehen, probably not that either. But there's also that phrase that also means similar to goodbye, although I think that one is see you later or till see you again. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Again, I'm off on the pronunciation, I know. Okay, we'll do one more battle session. Is the formal goodbye. Yes. And then what else did he tell me as well? I think he told me bitte, assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. I believe that means please. But there's other words that he's repeated to me as well, and I confirmed with him as well. Because again, I went out of my way to go as much, well again, as, because I mean, I told him about it beforehand, and then I talked about him beforehand. And I asked him, isn't there like another language besides Spanish that you would like to learn? And he said German. So obviously at the time when I asked him, he wasn't so serious about it. So me being me, I went ahead and tried to get ahead as much as I could, just so that I could have some words prepared. And I found it, at least on my part. And I share the stories with him, not because I'm, again, people can interpret it as they will, but again, it is what it is. But for me, I found it endearing that I caught him off guard when he, again, he felt so confident that he had practiced the word and like he used the phrase, and then I looked at him, because basically what he told me is, he used the phrase Milch, bitte, which was milk please. And I looked at him and stared at him and like, oh, you want some milk? And he's like, and he gave me like the most adorable dumbfounded look, and he proceeded to say, how did you know what I said? I'm like, well, I went ahead and learned some German as well, because you told me you were interested in learning, not right away, but I had a feeling that you would want to learn. And but again, because he's dedicated himself to one language, I feel like he'll definitely get ahead, even if he's just casually learning. Still more so than me, because technically I'm not making German my priority. My priorities are French and Japanese, but again, depending on how far he is getting, I would probably have to sideline French I say that only because, again, it's not, it is and it isn't difficult, it's only because, again, I have, to a certain degree, not 100%, but to a certain degree, French, I can apply some of the Spanish that I know to the French that I'm learning. And I've noticed that because whenever I take my lessons in French, they're a little, at least to me, they feel a little more easier to have a handle or a grasp on versus the Japanese, because there's no other language that I can think of that's similar to it, other than maybe we're using the kanji in letters, but that's about it. And not all of them are 100% similar. And that would mean that I have to know Chinese, which I don't. But that's another can of worms, right? Assuming I would want to learn Chinese as well. Oof. But like I said, I don't mind learning German, if only just to help him learn and facilitating his learning. That way he's not by himself with that out. And the learning of German. And on my, I guess you could say, it's not like an immediate goal, but I did plan to learn German somewhere down the line. More specifically, it was supposed to be after Italian, which Italian would have come after my French and Japanese. But again, the same thing with the Italian as well, like, it's not 100% similar to Spanish, but having that background of Spanish will make it, again, not 100% easier, but it's somewhat easy. Ish. Oh, sumimasen. Apologies. That was a big yawn there, or at least it felt like a big yawn. I like to think that I'm a busy man, but it's just probably because I really can't say no to the overtime, because realistically speaking, and I guess you could say logically speaking, I should take as much overtime as I can, even despite the fact that yes, it'll be huge chunks will be taken out in taxes, but it's better to take the opportunities here and there. At least I like to view it that way, in that I'll have extra income for stuff that aside from stuff that I want, stuff that I'll be needing. Like I mentioned this, hopefully this weekend I'll make time, go to Costco, or sometime between now and later on in the day, I visit the Costco website, order one of their chairs, one of their good chairs. No, not even one of their good chairs. I'll actually just settle for one of the chairs they have that's just available to like just buy from right from the, I guess you could say right from the viewing right there. It's not their best chairs, but at least it'll be an improvement in regards to the chair that I'm currently using, because my current chair is a folded chair. It's not the most comfortable chair. Like right now my butt is crying in pain, and I've been, I guess you could say, with that pain for the last month, and ever since I started streaming on the phone. Well, technically yes and no, because technically I've been using the computer to view my streams and when I was still streaming on the phone. So technically I've been on this chair for the last, if I'm correct in saying it, probably 3 months. So I could do with a new chair. If at the very least not one of those nice, good, expensive chairs, at least a standing chair. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Something's supposed to happen? No, I think it was just... you know what? We'll stream until like it's a whole complete hour, just because. So with that being said, let's go back. And make do with conversation in the meantime as well. What? Enhance. Amazon. What's the deal? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So, at least this account has one to give, which is Ranger, and then the other one can only be absorbed by, I think maybe, not Kabbalah, maybe Vestal. Yeah, Vestal can take any other ones, just to have room. What? This situation up here. Okay, Chitose. Shoot first. Take those two. Kasumi. Oh my. Oh, you don't say. Well then, don't mind if I do. I don't know why, but I think back to my streams of when I was streaming Duolingo, and in between those streams, I got like really sick, like really sick. And it wasn't COVID sick. I think it was like just regular sickness. And again, no, it was regular sickness, I'm pretty sure. But because I didn't go get myself tested, I had no way of knowing. So there is a possibility I did get me infected with COVID, but I doubt it. Because I didn't have the symptoms, what I had was just regular cold symptoms. But still though. Ooh, terror. I didn't realize, yeah, thinking back on stuff like that, like I didn't realize that, yeah, I only know this because, like a long while back, this is thinking back to one of the anime conventions I went to, but apparently the voice actress for Sandy, Japanese voice actress, she also does the voice for Terra and a few other ships as well, and I was impressed by that, having a wide range of voices. Again, the energetic Sandy, and then the calm and quiet and very low, almost not noticeable Terra. Adorable Terra though, she is. She's not terrifying. If anything, she's uber kawaii. But yeah. Oof. I didn't realize the auto battle for Dragalia Lost was going to be so extensive. And again, I had to keep in mind that, what has it been? I think we set it for 35 battles, and last time I checked it, which was a couple of seconds ago, actually like about a minute, 2 minutes ago, the battle was, at least for the one on the Android device, it was barely at 17 completed runs. And I think, I think, the one for the other account is probably ahead because it's on the iPhone, and the iPhone is able to process it faster. Interesting, right? But again, assuming I do decide to play them both on here. Wait, hold on. Wait. Taking it back there. Out of pure curiosity, awesome. I'm assuming you're still there as Space Seeker, but you know German or are very fluent in German? And again, I'm assuming you're still there. If not, that's fine. Whew. Roasted toast. I mean, it's not quite there, but I'll still consider it anyways. And I say this with some level of bull, provided I again, lots of goals and ambitions. This is referring to Maple Star. Again, I don't have to complete it, but maybe somewhere down the line, provided that I do get enough viewers for that MMO, I'd like to defeat certain Party Plus bosses. The ones that come to mind, the Pink Beam for sure, but definitely Empress Cygnus and her knights. But thinking back on it, it's probably going to be a very daunting task for me, if only because I never faced up against bosses that lock your potions, and that's annoying. Potion lock. And that means you have to depend on... But I'm thinking, how do they mitigate for that? Which means, if the solution is not... Sorry. If the solution is not to use your potions, then you're relying on your healing, which means, I'm assuming, because I seem to recall that Empress Cygnus, or at least one of the knights herself, causes zombification, which, if you use heal, that kills you and your party members, which means you had to bring a lot of Wheel of Destinies to compensate for dying. Which means if that's the case, might as well just bring the Wheels of Destinies regularly and not heal, or rely on the potions and just stack yourself on Wheels of Destinies. Which is kind of mean and sad. I mean, it's nice that they made the Wheel of Destinies purchasable with regular maces, but even so, you'd have to be pretty loaded in maces to be stacking a lot of Wheel of Destinies. And that's assuming you have the inventory space and not have to use real money to increase the inventory space. Okay, and another battle has been completed. Huh. Neat. Lab. 18% and only went about 2%. I'll take it. I think this is where I'll conclude this for you. Only because, like I say, I could go out of my way to go further and beyond. Because if we're looking at the points, yeah, that's a fair amount of points. I think this event ends on what, the 5th? And today today it is the 5th. So today's technically the last day. Okay, change of plans. We'll base it off based on supplies. Okay, so I have enough of those. Should I buy the oil now though? That's the question. And then aside from the oil, you know what? Just clear out the oil is what I want to say. And then, what else? Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Leaning towards yes. Leaning towards yes. Definitely. You betcha maybe. Definitely Mastriale. Probably a yes. Maybe. Maybe. And a maybe. So, we're going back to the event though. Let's go ahead and clean the oil. I'd like to see how much I'm at versus how much I'll be needing. We got 5,000 oil from that, which puts us at the 9k. we're still good at a fair amount of points. What I should be getting from here is definitely... Let's see, I have enough points for that. Not enough points there, so that means I have to farm enough points just to get those. Oh, and the gun as well. Okay, looks like we'll be farming a little bit a while, so that's fine. Ish. I really don't want to hear the groan in my voice. Fine then, we won't end it just there. We'll do another run. So I looked over the accounts right now. It appears that the account with the on the iPhone is almost done. They just need like maybe 4 more runs, versus the account on the Android looks like they need 13 more runs. Yikes! But I kind of feel like the Android account might have died at least a couple of times to sure before that. No, nice. The Royal Navy has beautiful ladies. Not to say that the other factions don't, of course. That's a big plane. Nelson? A tsundere indeed, after my own heart. Let's... I'm thinking, obviously if I do go ahead and just stream this city, I'm thinking, obviously aside from the Cactuar battle, I'm gonna do the co-op battle pertaining to that quest. And I do notice that, was it co-op mode for Cosmos co-op was available. Well, I think the other quest is probably expired as well. The other one that only had a couple of days, but was like the continuous boss rush type of format. I didn't really like that, but it was there, so it has to be done. A reader's set. The more here on this tire. Chit. Wait, something completed at 3:45? What? I think that might have been one of the commissions. I have to look it over after these battles. Alabama and the short shorts. What else? Hard to believe when I say this, just. Hard to believe that the event is almost over. My foot's definitely sore from today's work. And not in a good way, of course. If there was such a thing as a good way. What else? I know. I'm already complaining with all my voice, but I try not to be. Upbeat, cool, or even at the very least, inspiring attitude is what I'm aiming for. Work in progress is the only thing I can say, though. Yeah. Well, there goes that boss. What? Okay. Oh, right. I wasn't under the impression that the boss had already died. Captain Victor before has even been awarded to. Okay, second account should be catching up now. Oh, I never realized that Perseus had a little owl with her. I say owl, but it's kind of like a little owl bat. Now we're even a correct assessment of it. Whew, Nelson again, huh? General Part 5. And now we're at 2803 points. Alright, the commission. And then, ooh, gem. We're definitely doing that one. Over these other ones, definitely. A chance of gems never comes so often. And when it does, take the opportunity now. But whether or not it awards the gems, that's a whole different palette of chance there. And now we wait for the second account. Come on, second account, you got this. Tester Incognita. Not incognito? Nice. Okay. And now, truly, without a doubt, that concludes and wraps up the stream for today. Again, it's all nice and fun. Thank you for those of you who stuck on by until the end. And thank you for those who stopped by. I wish, I'm all out of place. This is your host, Lord Valderox, wishing you all a good night, good day, good evening, good morning, or whichever does apply to you. And I'll see you on the next stream, which might be a short little stream of Dissidia Opera Omnia. Hopefully this time around we don't have any hiccups. So then, until then, bye bye.
じっと見ないでもらえる？こっちまで変な気分になりそうじゃない。